Hey everyone, welcome you all. Today in this video, I will be introducing the high level language that is Python. Okay, you must be wondering that what type of language is Python is. You have been watching that there are many other programming languages. Why we are only facilitated to learn Python? Let me tell you in this video why there is a necessity and boom in the market to learn Python. Okay, first of all, when the time came where we started visualizing the data and we started talking about database, analyzing data, researching things in the market with the basis of data, there were many underrated languages which were used. Okay, underrated I couldn't say, I would say that outdated ones, okay, which were in use. But what happened with the expansion of this high level language that is Python, slowly this all data visualization, analyzing of data, everything I am talking about only data became easier with the help of the Python. Okay, so the first question every student do have in mind is, why do we study Python? Why do we study Python? Why do we study Python? I told you now. You must be observing the market or surrounding you any of the bigger shops or anything. You might be knowing this, that today we only talk about data. You must be thinking, sir, why do we need to talk about the data? We are not a business guy. We are into Python language only. Now you make summarize and just make us say, why do we need to Python as a student? Because this all data, market, whatever you're talking about are the business terms. But I need to explain you some of the business terms to understand this Python. What happened nowadays? There are about this zero will be as less as I am using. Okay, these numbers of datas whichever are there in the market needs a good programming language to visualize. Good programming language to visualize. Why do we need programming language? Because if I am having these many data, if I am having a product, suppose I am having my course, suppose let me consider I am having my course, this is my course where do I teach a student to Python and Java. Do you know, before creating this particular course, usually I need to have data with me without knowing anything that yes, this all are the students who will be taking the course, will be enrolling the course. I cannot just go randomly and build one course. At first I need to have data with me. After having lots of data and I will be understanding, yes, these all are the students who are in need of my computer programming language course, that is nothing but my data. After having thousands of after having the information behind this and understanding the market, that who will be taking my course, I will be first start collecting the data. I will be start collecting which all schools are there who need my course, which all college students are there who are in need of my course, which all coders are there, or I can say beginners who are in need of my course. I will be first collecting these all datas. After I will be collecting these all datas, I will start analyzing. I will start cleaning. Cleaning means if there will be 1,000 number of datas, if I will understand, no, this group of students will never buy my course. So I will start cleaning them. I will be removing them. Okay. Then I will start researching things. I will start reforming these all visually. Because if we keep something visually, things become easy to predict. Okay, anticipate visuals. Then I will be writing my conclusion that yes, these all steps I need to do. the step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. These all steps I need to perform for getting the right audience. Okay, then accordingly I will be pricing my course. Like if I would find that yes, there are students who are of schools, or just the students who have just begun their college, so accordingly I can keep my course 999. I do find that yes, these school students and who have just started their college, this is the amount that they can put in for subscribing to any of the course. So accordingly, what will I do? I will start pricing my course. I will start giving features to my course. Like if there are college students and school students, so they might be learning this particular language because they do have in the syllabus. I will be syllabus oriented. Okay. Third, there might be any conclusion. Like I will be giving many assignments. Okay, these all features and conclusions that I will be drawing out after this. But see, everything was started from the data, and after analyzing the data, after cleaning the data, our researching my data, our getting visuals about the data, I got to know what all things I need to do with all the datas. Okay, so I have just created a scenario where do I want my data to be used. Now let us learn how Python is helping here. Okay, so Python do have many libraries. You will be learning what to mean by libraries in our later lectures, but Python do have many libraries where this all tasks can be done. Whatever tasks that I have mentioned above, those tasks can be achieved by these all libraries that is present in my Python. That makes this particular language benefited to many coders when they are learning. Okay, so basically if you need a grip into this Python, I would say that this is nothing but a high level language. High level languages are usually human friendly language. I would say this is just high level programming language. Okay, high level languages are usually what? Human friendly languages. Okay, so by this what we can do, I have already mentioned some of the examples, but here I can write more. Automate this all tasks whatever I have mentioned here. Now you must be thinking, sir, we do have Excel for this, we have spreadsheet to do this all kinds of things, why do we need Python? To automate. So whenever you will be having data, whatever code you will be writing based on Python, automatically these all things can be done. That is the only reason why we need a programming language to run if we are having some of the data, that is here Python. Okay, so like I have taught, data cleaning we do need. We will be need of whatever file processing. Okay, whatever I'm mentioning, these all things can be done. Okay, and report generation automatically as per my program, report will also be generated. These all things can be automated. By using our language, that is Python. Okay, you must be getting now. Okay, so how does it benefit? It helps in a good workflow in companies. Good workflow, they will able to predict the market. Good workflow in many corporates, because they will be having all the data, the twin graphical form. Corporates, just write corporates. Okay, these are the reasons. Now what does Python do? Python empowers us to focus on the real work. Okay, like the thinking, analyzing and discovering things, not to make our research thing in a very in a boredom way. Okay, slightly we will be now moving on to some of the components of our Python. Okay, usually whenever data we will be keeping, there need to be some form to store it, right? So now I will be saying you there is a term data types. What are these data types and what are these variables that you are just writing now? Let me convey you this. Actually these are the places. This is the place where our data are stored. Usually data are stored in the form of variables and in the form of objects. These all terms are very much important, whatever I'm explaining now. What's the difference between this variables and objects? Objects usually keep, I would say, crunch of datas, crunch or bunch of datas, while variable do only keep single data. You cannot keep multiple data by using a variable. This is the only difference between variables and the object. There are many other differentiate between as well that you will be learning when we will be taking the things more deeper. Okay, now just remember, whenever we will be keeping single data, we will be taking variables. When we need bunch of data like 10,000, 50,000, we need objects. So usually, as I have talked, that we will be keeping these many datas, those are usually kept by using the object. Okay, and we will be assigning certain file with their extension to store them accordingly. This is the reason. Now what is this data type? These data types are the characteristics of our variables. Characteristics of our variables. Now what do I mean by this? Suppose if somebody has given you water, okay, you will be taking container, right? And container is nothing but my variable, but that container need to be in such a form which can store water. If I will be taking suppose if I will be taking a plate to store water, can it be possible? No. These all are my data types. So there are specific data types for each element to store. If I'm taking sand, I need a container, and I will be taking hand to hold this. Impossible. Not for more than one time we can keep. It will slowly what? It will slowly fall from our hand. That's why this is not a proper data type, I would say. So whenever you are storing various values, like here I will be just giving a introduction to it. Later on we do have this all in chapters. Like suppose I am having like 3, 5, 2, 4, which is just a number. If in layman language we will be talking about, this is just a number, but we will be allotting integer to store this number. If I will be taking like this 3.37, this is also a number, and but for this I am having my different data type, that is float, to store this. Suppose somebody is storing name, like I would say Shubham Nayak, which is my name, Shubham Nayak. As this is my name, this is a what? You could see here I am having many characters. So for this I do have a data type, that is string. If anywhere I want true or false, suppose if I want to check that is his age is greater than is equal to 18 or not, what I expect? I do expect yes or no, or true or false. For that I will be using boolean data type. These are thus the introduction. We can go more deeper into this. Okay, so these are relatively the data types, and for this you can also store variables. Like here I will be taking a, b, c, d. Okay, and the data type for this a will be integer, b will be float, c will be string, and for d it will be boolean. Now the magical part of our Python programming language is you need not to specify any data type whenever you are using any kind of variable. This is the best part. So you will be thinking, sir, then how will Python understand which data type need to be used for the variables, whatever we are having? Dear, automatically, as I've told, we do have bunch libraries which do allocate the memory size according to the value whatever you are keeping. Suppose you are keeping C is equal to Shubham Naik, automatically it will recognize that yes, this is a string data. Here the user has given combinations of characters. So this will nothing but this is a string. If you are putting any conditional things like age is greater than is equal to 18, okay, so this is nothing but my boolean expression. Okay, this was some of the introduction to my data types, variables, and the objects. Now talking about little bit about the operations. What all operations do we conduct? operations. Specifically, I will be talking about mathematical operations. You will be thinking, sir, why do we need mathematical operations? As I've told, data. If you want to add up all the data, whatever you are having that is in numbers, you need mathematical operators, right? Like in the maths, we do use plus, minus, asterisk, all those. So here also we do have mathematical expressions like plus, minus, okay, modulus, divided by, double double division, this particular sign. We do have asterisk, we do have double asterisk. Now I'm just introducing you. As you know, this is used for addition purpose. This is used for subtraction purpose. This is used to find the remainder. Okay, whenever you are dividing two things and if you want remainder, this. And this particular thing is used to find the quotient. But there is a difference. And the second one also, whatever I have written here also, you will be expecting quotient. But what happened whenever you are using this slash only, it may give with points. Like if the things will be divided completely with 4.3, it will give 4.3. But whenever you will be using this particular thing, if the things are in points, then it will ignore the points and it will only give you 4. And this is used for multiplication, as this can be easily observed from the particular sign. And this is used for power. For example, if I'm writing 2 into 3, that means it will give 6. No, 2 to the 4, 8. That means it's nothing but 2 to the power 3. You will be using this to represent. Okay, I feel you all must be getting a definite idea for this. Now people must be talking about, sir, after doing these all things, how we will be printing them? We do have, suppose let me take expression a is equal to 5, b is equal to 9. Suppose I have taken c, a into b. Okay, in this place what will happen? Whatever values we have taken, that will be multiplied and that will be stored in my variable c. Okay, now if I want to print them out, so I will be using print, just a print, and I will be writing the variable wherever I'm solving my equation. Then automatically in my output screen 45 will be printed. Now you must be talking about, sir, what is this hashtag that you have used? This is for writing comments. What do we mean by comments then? Usually what happen whenever programs are written, suppose let me talk about one scenario by using which you will able to understand why do we write comments and what is this comment. Actually comments are nothing but my non-executable codes. Non-executable codes means in the program of the Python, if you are using hashtag, you can write anything because that will not be identified by the compiler to execute. That will be ignored. And you will be thinking, sir, if this is ignored, why do we need to write? These are for benefiting your program. Like suppose you are a coder, you have written any sort of program, big lines, around 1 to 2 pages program you have written, and that program is given to me to rectify. How will I rectify? I cannot go to each line. How will I first understand what program you have done? If I'm not having the question, if the code is given to me and it is asked to rectify, this particular program is showing some of the errors, you please rectify this. How will I understand the program what you have written? But I will not able to understand, but that I will able to easily understand without the question. That is, if you will be mentioning comment. Suppose here I have added these two numbers, and whenever you will be using a into, sorry, I have multiplied two numbers. So whenever you will be multiplying, just at the side of this, you will be putting a hashtag and you will be writing multiplication. This is a very small example that I'm giving. I'm talking about bigger projects, multiplication. So if this particular code, whatever you have written, is given to me and it is asked to supervise or to rectify whatever error you are getting at that particular time, I will able to recognize, yes, the coder whoever has written, they have written multiplication. But here by mistakenly they have used plus. By this I will be very easily able to rectify that, yes, this is the reason why the user is getting wrong answer whenever they are using this particular program. This is a benefit of the comment. That is why you must be observing whenever big programs are written, at the side of the particular program there are many comments that are been written. This is the only reason for writing the comments. Okay, now I feel things are getting interesting. Okay, now we are going to learn some of the other basics that is belong to the particular Python. Okay, Just I'm introducing, guys. Just I'm introducing, as you will be learning more and more deeper. And we do also have some of the conditional statements. Conditional statements. What do we mean by this? Actually, whenever you are combined with lot of conditions, suppose you want there is a data. Suppose there is a data. Let me create a table. Here I am having name. Here I am having marks. And this is A, this is B, this is C, this is D. These all are the names. And I'm taking the name as 40, 90, 30, 60. And the question is given, I want only those names and marks which are greater than is equal to 60 or greater than 50. So for that, I need to have something to do with the conditional statements, right? For that sake, we need to first learn what is conditional statements. By using these all symbols only, we will be able to adopt this all things whatever is asked by the question. So for that sake, what we need to do, we have certain codes that need to be written. That is, suppose if means what? This is the conditional statement. Inside this if, we will be writing a condition which will check whether the condition is true or not. If the condition is true, I will be writing print, or I can do any stuff. I'm just giving one example. So if this condition becomes true, whatever I'm writing over here, this print will be executed. If I will be using a else, yes. If I will be using an else, and if I have written print, so this particular scenario, what will happen? If this particular condition become false, then my statement that is present under my else will be executed. Just so let us take an example. Here we were talking about marks, so I will be writing if marks, whatever user will be giving, let me assume that that is stored in the marks. If marks is greater than is equal to 50, I will be writing print curlo. Wait, let me get this. Print that name. If I want name, suppose the name was there in the variable name, so I will be keeping like this. And here I will be writing else, and I will be writing print, and I will be keeping nothing, or I can just put a space. So by this, what will happen? If ever I am getting any of the marks, their name, if I want to print the marks as well, as I have told, I will be putting a comma and will be writing marks. You must be wondering, sir, what are these NAM and marks? These are my variables. Suppose if a user has given me a name that need to be stored somewhere, na, I am assuming that particular name is stored in NAM. Okay. And here marks, I am assuming that whatever a user has given me marks, that is stored in the marks. So according to what will happen, wherever I will find, wherever the computer will understand that that in my data stuff, if my marks are greater than is equal to 50, it will be printing its name and the marks. If not, then it will simply give a space. So by this, what will happen? We will able to filterize. This is for filtering process. If we will be talking about in database, how this is used in data, once we will be getting the data, how this all statements are beneficial there. So I would say for filtering out, like you have been using Amazon, everything, right? Like you are filtering your prices, filtering with respect to brand, filtering with respect to color, many things, right? So I could say that in the back end of the program, these all conditional kind of things must be written. Will is there? Conditional statements are there, by using which all of your conditions are filtered, and the data whichever you have selected or you have filtered, those things are only shown. Okay. Now talking about what if these things are repeated. So for that, we do have loop. I'm just introducing, I have told you. I'm not using any hard code or anything. I'm just introducing what all things we do have in Python, so that in later on chapters, whenever you will be going more deeply, you will be getting a brief idea. This is just a brief idea before starting your Python. We do have loop. You must be thinking, sir, what's the meaning of this particular term? First, you say to us. Loop is nothing but if one task need to be repeated. If I want to repeat one task more than one time, I will be using loop. Okay. these are some of the codes. If we will be writing this particular codes, automatically we can repeat our tasks as many times as we want. Okay, suppose I want to every time accept the user its name. When suppose let us consider a scenario. Suppose there is a mall that I have created, and there are many of the users who are entering to the mall. I want that whenever this particular a user will be entering to my hall, I will be asking the details, and this need to be repeated. So for that sake, I will be using loop. By using loop, what will happen? When a user entered, it will be asking all the details, and user will be giving all the details, and one particular consumer will be entering into the mall. If then again another consumer will be entering to the mall, then likewise this loop will be continued. So we do have varieties of loop to do. Okay, that you will be studying. Just let me give one example so that you will also understand something about our loop. Suppose I have written I in range, this is 10, and I've given a column. I will be try to explain you everything whatever I'm writing. This is I. So what is the meaning of this? This is the keyword for loop. This is the variable. Okay, in means no, this is just another keyword. Range is my, this is my method or function. Method or functions. Inside this particular thing, I have given what I have given. I have given a range that till 10 you need to run your program. If you are unaware of methods and functions yet, just to remember that in the predefined library of my Python, there is such a kind of range is maintained, by using which we can keep restrict to our program that it will run till 10 this time, and if you are keeping 100, it will take your program till 100, but excluding 100. If I have written 10 over here, so what will happen? It will print it will start from 0 and it will reach till 9. Suppose if I have written 100 over here, so it will start from 0, it will be reaching till 99. This is a small just preview that I have shown over here. So whenever you are using a loop, see, at first 0 was printed, will be printed, then 1, then 2, accordingly things will be printed. Could you see this printing statement is repeated? Okay, likewise you will not be using only printing statement. You can keep any sort of tasks inside this, and this range whatever is written over here, it is controlling our loop, and accordingly your single task will be repeated. Okay, as per as want. Okay, so this was a small introduction to you about the loop. Likewise, many things can be added up in this particular scenario to understand our Python. Okay, these were some of the components, these were some of the usability, these were some of the applications that we can do by learning Python. I hope this whole session would have gone very exciting. Now you must be curious about learning this language Python, because you already know now the job lines like data science, data analyst, these all jobs are nowadays booming in the market. Okay, those all jobs can be obtained if you have very clarity of the language, that is Python. Okay, thank you so much for watching this video till this. If you're first time watching this particular video, make sure that you like to this particular video and subscribe to this particular channel. Okay, thank you so much and bye.